Okay, so last time that we gathered here, which was quite a while ago to be honest, but you guys were enjoying your first day in Northwick. But you'd gone round to the various shops and sold all of your various pieces of excess equipment, and I believe, how much money do you have? You now have just shy of 2,000 gold coins in your bank account. 500 of which you're investing in the gold minting guild. You've also met Sherlock Dwarf and found out how eccentric he is. But you've also discovered that there's a KFC in town.
True.
And yes, after like a day's worth of good quality shopping, you then come back to find that Padwin had satanized the base instead of sanitizing it, and has accidentally summoned a three-headed Cerberus, which has vomited molten rock over Kasharn and Morela, trapping both of them in molten rock and damaging them quite badly.
I was fine.
I wondered what that symbol was.
Marilla did take a hit.
Yeah, Morela is like less than half health at the minute.
Oof.
How much damage did she? Oh, she failed the dex save as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
So I passed my dex save and have resistances to fire. So I took very little damage. Marilla did neither of these things.
But you're
And
still,
therefore did
but
not
you're still
take
trapped
damage.
in molten rock.
Much unfortunate.
Hmm.
Okay, so when we left, the monster let out a massive roar, puked molten rock over all of you, and then lets out a very sinister growl, which now leads to you guys rolling initiative. Liam, do you want to do anything before initiative happens?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, bear with me. If you guys want to roll initiative, I'll save my baby wipes from the baby.
I think important decision for which, but you rolled a good one straight off the.
Yeah.
I mean, not bad. I got a 15.
15 and 19, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll also point out to you, Liam, Frank hasn't yet returned.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah, you're Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He went off with another Frank.
Oh.
But in sort of like defense of everybody, nobody's really looked for him. So
Yeah, I can see that.
I did ask if we should stop them.
I can see that.
you did, however, find 4 Franks tied up in a cupboard, which Kasharn decided to leave there.
It seems like the most reasonable recourse.
Alright, so Liam, you got the highest roll, so you're up first.
Hey, was there any sort of plan of action last time we were trying to fight this dude? Or yeah.
I tried to pet him. He breathed fire and rock on me.
Ah. And are you getting out of that anytime soon, or?
I don't know.
You know? Ah.
I've not tried yet.
Can I check to see if there's a way that I can help others be freed from?
But not from where you are, because this three-headed Cerberus is taking up the entire...
Bully in the way.
Yeah.
I see. In which case, let me try attack ahead.
Sure. Which head are you going for?
I'll go the head on the right.
Okay, sure. Make your attack. What are you attacking with?
I'm going to attack with a warhammer. If I can reach it. Can I reach it?
Yeah, you haven't used up any of your movements, so.
I've got 24 to hit. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Are you going into a rage as well, or are you just attacking?
Yeah, I'm going to go range as well.
Alright. So, what did you get to hit?
24.
Yep, that hits.
Brilliant. And that's for 9 damage.
9 damage, alright. Oh, yeah, come on. You haven't even started. Come on. Okay, so that's your first attack. So you've used your bonus to go into a rage, so do you want to apply your Divine Fury as well?
Yes.
Use it.
Always. Divine Fury shall be 4.
Okay, so you channel your inner hatred of all things like bright, colourful, and pretty, and you channel that into your hammer. And as you strike, you notice that the Cerberus seems to suffer more from being whacked in the face, more than being enthralled by your Divine Fury. In fact, it actually seems to find the concept quite pleasant.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Okay, so that's
not what you want to do.
so that's your first attack. So, what are you doing for your second?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Warhammer hit again. I've got the same to hit a 24.
Sure.
And that will be for 10 damage.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kasharn, you're up next. So you are currently restrained by the hardening rock.
Okay, so I'm not able to swing at it with my axe.
In order to free yourself, you'll need to try and break through the rock. Because, yeah, it's basically covered the arm that has your axe in it, and then your legs as well. Effectively, like from your shoulder to your knees is effectively... Sorry, to your feet, rather, is covered in rock.
Okay. If I use Giant Might, and therefore become large in size, would that break the rock?
But it would definitely help. But so if you went into Giant's Might, you would like crack the rock, and then you would basically make an athletics check with advantage to see if you can escape from it.
Okay, let's do that. That seems like a good plan.
All right.
Fun athletics check, yeah.
Yep.
Jeez. Alright, I get +5, so that's not too bad. 15.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not enough. You feel that you're close, but not quite enough.
Yikes. Alright. Can I breathe fire at him?
At the rock or at the Cerberus?
At the Cerberus.
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna roll my... Alright, let me just do a quick little... Okay. Yep, okay. Alright, I wouldn't say anyone on 5, so that's nice. Right. Okay. So... It takes 2d6 fire damage.
Okay. So as you breathe out this like cone of flame, one of the Cerberus head seems to cotton onto what you're doing and opens up its mouth like really unnaturally wide. Like you don't see its flesh tearing or anything, but its mouth is opening wider than it should, and it just swallows the fire whole.
Nice.
What? Excuse me? Alright, okay.
And then just lets out this loud in your face.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll...
And a thought just crosses through your mind, just like, don't breathe fire at the fire-breathing Cerberus.
Well, it breathed fire at me, so I'm going to breathe fire back at it.
It wasn't impressed.
Apparently. Alright, well, Ooh, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate my Frost Rune, so that when it comes to next round, I have an extra +2 to all ability checks that involve strength or con.
Lovely.
Which,
Because that's all you need. More strength modifier.
well, I got advantage and I rolled a 9 and a 10. Like, one would assume with a +5 we were good, but we were not. So, maybe +7 will do it.
Okay.
Moving on.
Alright. So, Morella, feeling the effects of being completely and utterly whacked by this fire stuff, Molten Rock, is going to put cast Cure Wounds on herself. She'll do that at level 2. She heals 12, and then... That's the problem with clerics, they're so complicated, they've got all this passive stuff. Okay, so she heals herself 14 points, which is nice.
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, and then she's going to use her spiritual weapon to go up to the Cerberus and give it a good old-fashioned whack.
Nice.
She's 1d8 plus 2. And she deals 8 damage to this thing. 78. Okay. Good thing you're back. You're told me up.
That's fine. I'm gonna. When I stop putting my feet on it. Use chill. I think it's chill touch. You create a ghostly skeletal hand in space a creature with range spell tap. Which on hit creature takes 1d8 necrotic damage and can't regain hit points until stop. So then high planes to the top.
Okay.
$21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. It takes 13 necrotic damage.
Alright. Okay, so as this spiritual hand just sort of like goes out and grabs this thing, and that's how it's sort of an almost hurt bark, almost as if like bobbed it on the nose or something like that. But is your hand sticking?
Yes, it sticks to it.
Yep. Okay. Good. Dang it. Yeah, well.
It sticks on it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't regain hit points till the start of my next turn. The hand basically is stuck to it until then.
Okay. So Turek is going to do his monk stuff. So 1 hit. Missed. Then Elm Strike. Missed. Elm Strike. Again missed, and then Flurry of Blows. Missed. So he only hits with his quarterstaff and does 8 damage.
Oh man.
Alright.
Big hits.
Matt,
Hmm?
you had your dinner.
Alright, so the moment we've all been waiting for, it's the Cerberus's turn.
Is that what we've been waiting for?
Okay,
Yes.
so having just been whacked on the head with the quarterstaff, he is going to, with the head that's closest to McKelly, is going to do a 1 bite attack against him. Which hits, and that does So 13 damage from the bite, and then as the bite comes away, you can see that McKelly's clothes are smouldering somewhat, and he takes an additional 2 points of fire damage.
Yikes.
But the other two heads are the Cerberus is going to turn on the spot somewhat, and its other two heads are then going to attack you, Alumba.
Oh,
No.
bad dog.
Does a 24
No.
hit you?
Just no. We're
24
not
will absolutely hit me, yeah.
Okay,
Hit me
and
real good.
a 10, I'm assuming, doesn't.
No.
Okay, so 8. Right, so 12 halved because you're raging. So that's 6 damage from the bite, and then an additional 5 damage from the heat coming from this thing's mouth. So 11 damage in total.
Got that.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay, so that's its turn. But leading it back up to the top of the listing, that's Alumba's turn.
Cool. So, doubly raging that I've been burned. I'm just swing a big hammer at him, but miss completely with a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try again.
Yep.
With the second attack. A 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Brilliant. And I've got 15 damage on that one.
15, did you say?
Yeah, 15.
Lovely.
And then I'll Divine Fury that for an additional 4 as well.
It's a 6. Okay, so
19 damage there. And then
Okay.
with my additional attack,
before you
will
go
a 19 hit?
well, before you go into that, yes, yes, it does hit. As you do your Divine Fury again, the same sort of effects happens. But the Cerberus seems to like the fact that you've hit it with this with your Fury damage. However, it seems to relish it, and then stops for a moment, and then looks at the spectral hand that Tordum has attached to it, and lets out this very sinister growl at it. Clip, and the hand has apparently stopped it from doing something. Okay,
Oh my
so
God,
then
just heal magic damage.
so then your so your next attack that hits on 19.
Yeah, my headbutt him. Spiked helmet him. That'll be 11 damage.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, if it likes my Divine Fury so much, it'll stop biting me.
Okay. This it's now looking pretty wounded. It's not necessarily what you call bleeding. It doesn't actually appear to have blood, but gashes have appeared on its body, and the flame that's inside its the sort of light that's behind its eyes and its mouth is dimming somewhat. Okay. So, Kasharn, you're up next.
I will once more try to get out with the rock.
Sure. With advantage because of your giant's mate.
And with an extra +2 because of frost resistance. Yes. Right, okay. Jesus. I was going to scream again. Alright, that is 26 to get out with the rock.
Okay, yeah, that gets you out. Just.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay, so you're now no longer restrained.
Alright. I am very not happy with Fluffy.
Okay, that was one of your actions.
That's fine. Can I still take a swing on him?
Yep.
Alright. What do I add to this? Okay. Does a 16 hit?
No, unfortunately not.
Yikes. Alright, okay. I'm gonna action search. We'll take another couple swings. Hopefully doing better this time. Alright. We got a 28 and a 20 to hit.
Yep, both of those hit.
Cool. So, we're doing 2
No.
12s. Alright, so that is 34 damage from the normal attacks, and an extra 3 damage from my Giant Smith Strike.
So how much in total?
37.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so you you smacked it in one of its... is all of us directed at one head, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, so you smack this this head in the face, and you can very audibly hear its neck break, and that head dies.
Oh,
Fantastic. That is what we were
which
in.
head was this?
I'm gonna say it was lefty.
Lefty head.
Yeah, this thing is basically, but it's not necessarily like the dog in Harry Potter, where all the heads are sort of like looking forward. It's sort of like one is in the middle, and then 2 are at the side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then they've got quite long necks then that they can then use to look around. It resembles more like a 3-headed crocodile as opposed to a 3-headed dog, but it has canine features. I'll see if I can send you a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Damn, nature, you scary.
So yeah, you have killed what would be this head.
Like that.
Okay, so is that all of your turns then?
Yes.
Okay, so Mariela is next. Now that she's healed herself, she is going to attempt to break free from the rocks. And she failed quite dramatically. So she is then going to use her spiritual weapon to do an attack. That does 10 damage. Okay, Natalie, you're up.
I guess I'll do the same thing again. You roll the dice and I suppose my laptop will be a pain in the arse.
Okay, so if the hand is holding on
It
to
let
it,
go at the end of the turn.
right? Okay,
It's not a repeating spell.
I see.
It just says that it remains until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay. So you just cast the hand again, and pretty much got max damage on that. So this hand just comes up and just grabs.
I want to just like in the eyes with its fingers and just
Yep.
sort of stick it in there.
Yeah, that's okay. So it basically grabs hold of the center head. Describes the kill.
This hand just comes along and
Gouges out one of
it
its
sort
eyes.
of like wiggles the finger, sort of like come here type finger. So the dog Cerberus ducks and it just goes in its eye.
You just poke this thing in the eye and kill it.
Love that.
Okay, so with a massive heave, this massive Hulk just flops onto the floor. A bit dead. And instead of blood coming out of it, it just lets out this sort of torrent of hot steam. So well done, guys. You've killed a 3-headed Cerberus that Padwin accidentally summoned.
You say, woo!
Let's go get Padwin.
Oh, I love that we have to clarify that it was accidentally summoned. It's my favourite part about this experience. What did you do today? Oh, I killed a Cerberus that we accidentally summoned from a small cat.
So George and Padwin into the room and but very good, sir. But I trust this wasn't too much bother.
It could have been less, but I'll be honest. Someone needs to teach Padwin to read.
And Padwin comes running over and he's like, "Oh, can I have a tooth?"
You know, a slap.
I don't know. Don't slap the child.
Oh.
So no, I'm not giving you anything that you might be able to summon something with. I, however, will take a tooth.
Okay, so you get to just find one of its open mouths and just like prise out a tooth. Can I get a strength check from you, please?
Yes, sir. Just straight up strength, or
Yeah, strength plus, and then plus your modifiers.
17.
Yeah, sure.
Do I still get the +2 from Root of Frost? It lasts 10 minutes. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so 19.
All right, so you get 11 Cerberus teeth out,
Oh, okay. Oh.
and so you basically, upon reflection, you've taken maybe like a quarter of what's there. So Padwin starts pouring at your leg, and it's like, "Can I have one?"
I give him one small tooth.
Yay!
Can I take some teeth and make a necklace out of it?
Of course. But do you want someone else to do it, or do you want to do it yourself?
I'll give it a go.
Okay. Unfortunately, with a 6, you weren't able to pull any out, unfortunately. Does anyone want to help the lizard?
I'll give it a go. I'll lend a task.
Sure. Can I get strength from you, please?
Turns out I'm not really helping. 14.
Yeah, that's enough.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So, how many did you get? Fortunately, you were able to get 4 out.
That's fine. I will put them on the necklace.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so George goes over to disappears for a moment and then comes out with a hammer and chisel and starts freeing Morella.
Whoops.
I don't know if I've got any spells that would break rock. Hey, doesn't she have? Would not her thaumaturgy spell? Would that not help her?
That's a good question, actually. I don't think she's got it prepared to the only problem. Yeah, here we go. Thaumaturgy. No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
No, I can see why you would think that, because you can make things rumble, thunder, and
Yeah.
harmless tremors and stuff. But unfortunately, it doesn't say it damages anything. But George is able to effectively free her enough to draw that she can sort of climb out of it.
Is there anything else from a Cerberus corpse that is worth salvaging?
Can I get an Arcana check for me?
Oh, I am not very Arcana.
I'll have a look for you.
Arcana for me then.
Oh, actually, I'm neutral on Arcana. I'm rolling awfully a deal. That is an 8.
Okay. Natalie got 22, so she's able to point out the eyes, the tongue, the teeth, and sorry, one sec. And then it's not necessarily decked in fur, but it has sort of like fur-like scales, almost sort of like resembling a dragon or a reptile of some sort. So they're worth something as well.
I mean, should we try just getting in and stripping the Cerberus, I guess?
Yeah, so if you basically want to try and skin it, then I'll just ask for nature checks all around.
I also don't have good nature. Got 2.
Okay. Turek, being like a person who deals with death quite a lot, is able to help out with this.
I need to go get something to eat.
So after about because this thing is simply so huge, it takes a while, and about a good sort of hour ish later, you managed to get a decent amount of stuff from this. So,
Nice.
I don't know how you guys want to organise this, but between you, you've managed to gain 25 teeth.
Yeah.
All 3 tongues.
Yeah. What is my... Oh.
7 eyes, which are like just these like little green glowing pebbles.
Cool.
And about 20 scales, and I also forgot to mention its claws. But you managed to gain 5 claws from it as well.
I need to go somewhere.
Nice.
So I don't know how you guys want to organise that. If you want to put it in
Shall
one
I,
person's
shall
inventory, or
Shall I just chuck it in the beer?
yeah, sure, you can do that. I don't know if they actually have these items, so you may need to type them in manually.
Yeah, it's
All right, so let's calculate how much XP you got.
You have already stolen half my chips.
Yeah. Okay, if you want to add 575 XP each.
75.
Level 1 monster?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if that works out to be a lot or a little bit.
Ooh, lame. We're also potentially fighting werewolves.
Oh, right.
Mm.
Definitely need Frank back for that.
Yes,
I wonder how much XP we would get fighting Frank.
you guys have gone to a silversmith, and Olumba, you've had one of your axes silvered,
Ah.
which has cost you 100 gold. So, Diane, what did you say?
I
see.
wonder what happens if we fought Frank. How much XP we would get if we fought all the Franks.
Well, all of the francs, you'd probably be looking at like 5 million XP. But if you're talking about warrior frank, I'll allow you to do an arcana check.
Can I do know? I want to see if I fight Frank, how tough would I need to be? Wait, warrior Frank didn't join in that fight.
Nope.
Warrior Frank disappeared with another Frank. I was worried about them breaking something.
I don't know, what did you do to Frank?
Frank disappeared during the drinking game and hasn't been seen since.
Scott
Yeah,
said
so
to
what
just
did
let it
I
happen.
do to Frank to upset Frank and make him go away? Is it because you never kissed him?
I'm trying to find his profile, but D&D Beyond isn't behaving. Here we are. Okay, so with your Arcana check, you basically work out that on a scale of 0 to 30, Warrior Frank is an 11.
So is that harder than what we just fought, or easier?
Harder.
Okay.
Why is Warrior Frank like this? Gosh darn Warrior Frank.
Okay, so an hour or so passes, and during which time I'm assuming you search all the other rooms to realise that there aren't any more surprises.
Yeah. We would. I'd make Podwin do a sweep of us and tell us what else he'd done.
And we're teaching the difference between satanize and sanitize.
Okay, so after about an hour, you see a figure just sort of drop down into the garden, and Clarissa comes in. She sees the hulking mass of a dead cannibalized Cerberus on there, in the middle of her lounge, and
He did it.
just see you all just hacking it to pieces, and Pavin just running around with the Cerberus tooth in his mouth.
I'm putting it. Pavin and saying he did it.
And she just okay, just sort of shrugs and comes over to you guys. At which point that's gone. And so by this point, Giant's Might and Rage have dropped out. And she goes over to you guys and was like, I'm not entirely sure if I should be impressed or concerned.
Oh,
Yeah, oh, that works. Okay, where's this spellbook that he used?
Ask him.
Morella just holds up the book and closer, basically squeezes past Cerberus and goes over here and oh, okay. He hasn't redecorated the base. He's we're in a base in a different realm. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but anyway, you guys may want to hold on to something.
I'm gonna hold on to my tail.
Brace.
Okay. Right, I'm just going to quickly organise you guys so that you're more or less...
Oh no, you haven't changed everyone else's maps.
so that you're more or less where you were elsewhere. Okay, so she waves her hands around, speaks various incantations, and after about a minute of this, there's a sudden blinding light from the book, and you guys appear back in a non-Satanized version of the base, and you can actively see that the horses are trotting around outside with Connor tending to them.
Hey look, it's Horsey Man.
Right. She closes the book and goes over to Padron. Never do that again. Okay, Auntie. Am I in trouble? Well, we'll find that out when your father comes home. At which point you hear the door closing and Scott comes running in. What happened?
He did it. Won't let Pavin again.
So Padron comes running over to Scott and is like, Daddy, guess what I can do? Guess what I can do? Give me a moment. I'll just resize this. Look, Daddy, I'm a three-headed Cerberus. As he turns into one.
I'm just stood behind, like, with a finger in the air, and just be like, I didn't teach him that.
So he looks at all of you and says, please tell me Hades isn't here.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we didn't find him anywhere, but maybe.
Oh, that's good news at least.
Padron tried to satanize the base.
I didn't try. I didn't try to satanize the base. I did satanize the base.
That is true. He fully succeeded.
Scott breathes out a long sigh of relief and is like, okay. Padron, come with me. Dave needs to have a word with you. And he takes Padron into the three-headed Cerberus Padron into the bedroom. And so George gives a slight bow to you and says, I thank you for rescuing us from that situation. Although I must note, the scantily clad gentleman known as Frank didn't appear to come with us.
No comment.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna look in the side room and see if Frank's still there.
Okay. Unfortunately, they're not, and there's no sign they've ever been there.
I'm just gonna accept that. That's fine.
I wonder if these are all the Franks that we've been feeding to ogres. Maybe that's where Franks go when they die.
I don't think we're that lucky.
Okay, so now that you've saved the Alpha base from this latest incursion, what do you guys want to do?
Seriously, there's a problem.
Find my Frank? Question mark.
So what was that?
Find my Frank?
Okay.
Question mark?
Okay, so can I get what would it be? Can I either get Arcana or just straight up Wisdom, whichever is best for you.
Arcana, that will be 9.
Okay. But you don't really know where to start in terms of finding him. However, but you are aware that Frank basically just turns up whenever he's basically just called for, as it were.
Frank? Do we really want Frank?
Yes, darling?
We lost Frank.
Wrong Frank, go away.
What do you mean I'm the wrong Frank?
I mean, unless you're my Frank dressed like a wrong Frank.
Well, I can be yours if you want me to, darling.
Nah, this one's too talkative, see. My Frank's mute.
Oh, you want that Frank? Okay, where did I leave him? I'll be right back, darling.
Okay. Promising, maybe? Maybe not?
Where did I leave him?
Somewhere.
And Clarissa is just simply sitting on the chair and was like, this is not going to end well, you do realise that?
Yeah.
So Scott comes back in with three-headed Cerberus Padwin. Padwin's looking very sorry for himself, and he just sort of slinks over to Clarissa, his tail between his legs. Well, he's told me everything that happened, and he's got something to say. I'm sorry.
Sorry never works.
But I am sorry. I promise I won't do it again.
If they believe you, I'll be surprised.
Do you believe him?
I believe you'll not specifically summon a Cerberus again.
Yeah, that very specific event won't happen again.
If you're asking me if I believe he's not going to summon anything again.
Yeah, I'll allow everyone to do insight.
You got a 6 for insight.
Yeah, but everyone got very, very low insight rolls.
Does my 9 tell me anything?
It's dicey at best. He has that innocent, mischievous look about him. Well, if it's true that you really did take down a monster and save the base, I'd say we're in your debt. Follow me.
Sure.
Yeah, and he leads you into this room.
Well, see, this is a situation that I completely forgot about.
So he leads you into this sort of small room. Well, small in comparison to the rest of the rooms, but it's but the reason why it's small is because it's basically just decked up with loads and loads and loads of crates and just piles of items on the floor. It's quite a disordered mess. You know, so we got all sorts of magical items in here. Feel free to help yourself. So this is basically where you get the magical items that we've discussed. So Alumba, you get your bag of beans.
Oh, I forgot you.
My bag of beans.
I've forgotten what Morella wanted.
Oh, yes.
I think she wanted some sort of amulet or something like that. But Kasharn, what did you want?
I don't know. I had an idea or something, and then I didn't want that. So give me a hot sec.
Yourself a bag of beans.
What did you
I don't
want?
want a bag of beans.
Why?
I got a chance to look up what I wanted.
Because I'm honestly somewhat excited about the potential for a adventure with a giant.
Oh.
What was that? We did say it was a rare item, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted like a weapon of some description, but I don't know what. it
Bag of
was.
beans is a weapon.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, if you read some of their abilities, it can do. Gotta like a bit of random chance in your life, you know?
Wonder lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so Torden picks out a wand of lightning bolts.
A wand of lightning bolts. Ooh.
But in order to use it, you'll need to attune to it. You happy with that?
Yep.
I cannot remember what it was that I wanted.
Okay, so you
I
can.
was looking at I was going to do a belt of like giant strength, but my strength is already quite high.
Yeah, I think the belts take your put strength up to a maximum, and I think you're already at that maximum.
Yeah, for where it is for like rare like items, it would be like at that's not how you spell strength.
Whenever the thing loads.
Yeah, so like for rare side of things, it would be just a belt of normal giant strength, which sets it to 19, which is the same as what I'm at. Really.
Mm.
Let me. I'll come back to you.
Okay, so Torden, you can now cast put a lightning bolt at 3rd level, and you get 7 charges of that. To doing a d6 lightning damage, and you can then up that to 4th and can upgrade that right up to 9th level.
Yeah.
Which does 14 d6 damage.
What?
Good. Thank you.
Excuse me?
14 d6 damage, have you just said?
Yep. And it recharges 1d6 plus 1 every day. Because I'm assuming that you don't run out of charges. So she's got a wand of magic missiles that does. They can do a level. Maximum level. They can do a level 7 magic missile, and she's now got a wand of lightning bolts, which can do a level 9 lightning bolt.
Oh, I know it.
Magic beans don't seem so magic now.
Was it armor that you were talking to me about, David?
I don't know. I genuinely do not have a clue what I was looking at. I was considering at the minute just being like, give me a give me a better crossbow, but cannot remember for the life of us what.
Well, there is one thing that you could have, and that are Oh no, those are very rare. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to this.
Tell you what, I wanted to upgrade my crossbow anyway. So,
The crossbow that you don't currently have at the minute because you left it with the smith.
yes, that exact one. That I'm currently upgrading. Damn it. That exact. Yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking. Was it not like boots of some description I was thinking of? I don't even know. We'll come back. We'll come back to. I've got this. I've got the list up now. I will look through.
Sure. Okay.
Carry on.
Okay. So, but Turi gets his braces of defense, but fortunately, McKelly isn't with our group anymore, so that's a bit of a moot point. So, so Scott, once you rummage through, Scott basically leaves you to it, and whenever you finished, you basically come back out. So, you guys have a good day?
Eventful.
Yeah, I mean, not bad by all means.
The worst day I've had.
Oh,
I have had worse days.
well, what's your plan for the rest of the evening? Unfortunately, some of us still have work to do, so I'll be leaving you soon. But, any plans?
Do we have any plans for tonight? I don't know. I want to be silvering some ammo for my crossbow.
Do you know how to work with silver?
No, I was going to ask you that.
Well, for obvious reasons, I'm not particularly well versed in silvering. So let's talk to George about it. He might know something.
Can't be too much more difficult than just coating something in silver, right?
Well, if silver burns, it loses a lot of its, silveriness. Most of it, sometimes it can solidify just straight into sort of silvery slag, but assuming you can get that done correctly, then it shouldn't be a problem.
I'll have a chat with George, see if he knows anything.
Alright, well, if there's nothing else, I'll head back out. And he goes over to Clarissa, gives her a kiss, and gives Padron a kiss on all three of his heads, and then leaves out the back door. Shall we play a game?
No.
No. We've played enough games today, Padron.
But this one's a fun game. It's called Prisons and Lethal Fire-Breathing Lizards.
No.
Not all lizards breathe fire. That's stereotypical about lizards.
Oh, okay. You wanders out. Okay, guys, so if you're basically just chilling for the rest of the evening, do you guys want to take your long rest?
Yes, sir. I wasn't that good, but I'd used up a lot of stuff.
So did Maria, though, ironically.
God damn.
Okay, so do you guys want to roleplay through sort of like what dinner would be, or do you just want to go through to the next morning?
Meat, and more meat.
I'm too sad and lonely missing my Frank for dinner.
I'm gonna stand there and like shove the meat joint in a number's face and like try and like open his mouth by putting his beard and then put the meat in and then close it and do that like thing they do with kids where you make them chomp on it.
Okay. Surprisingly that you mentioned that, but while you're in the middle of eating, Frank appears with Warrior Frank, dressed up in a gimp outfit, and being pulled along on the leash. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong Frank. I believe this is yours.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you, like, lost and found, Frank?
Care to ask what happened to him?
It seems that you left him tied up to a tree in the middle of town. We were trying to get him down for several days.
Oh,
Of course, if you do take possession of this, Frank, there is a fine for public damage to consider.
oh, jeez. What sort of fine we're talking?
20 gold pieces.
Oh, God.
Is a
What did he do?
I'm afraid he was sodomizing the tree, sir, along with several other scantily clad gentlemen who we've yet to capture.
How does one sodomize a tree?
With difficulty, hence why the hefty fine.
Frank, innit?
A tree doesn't have that.
Oh. Do I even have honeycomb? I don't even know. Oh, I do.
He says so dejectedly.
Yeah, really, really reluctantly. I'm not going to start a fight with any magic being. I'm going to hand over pretty gold.
Thank you very much, sir. Please don't let this happen again. He disappears.
Like I've got a choice.
So Frank is just sitting there in his gimp outfit with the leash just lying on the floor.
Hope you're happy with yourself.
He wants his Frank.
So at which point Padrin comes in. So, oh, who's that?
That is a difficult question to answer, I think.
Someone potentially more annoying than you.
But I'm not annoying. I'm cute and fuzzy, and he hiccups. And in doing so, he transforms. Did I put the? Here we are. He transforms into a griffin, but minuscule.
Whoa.
What?
Damn it. This has gone very badly. Bear with me. He lets out a hiccup and turns into a tiny griffin.
I attempt to pick up the griffin.
Hello.
This is without a doubt the coolest thing you've done so far.
He licks you.
It's on your shoulder, like a parrot.
What does a griffin tongue feel like as it licks me?
It's quite barbed, almost like a lion's tongue, actually. So can I get?
Oh, glad I ask.
What's your AC?
21.
Okay, yeah, you don't take any damage from it, but it feels really weird. It's very rough, like, and you can sense that if your scales weren't as hard as they were, they'd probably take like skin away from your face.
That's cool. Did I manage to silver any bolts in
Right.
preparation of potential werewolfing?
Can I get a smith's tool roll from you, please?
Yeah. What would that be? Just a straight D20.
Right, so D&D Beyond has a function now where you can roll your tools directly from the menu. So where it says tools and you have smith tools, if you click on that, that should roll a dice plus your modifiers for you.
Where am I looking?
It's not letting me do it on your end.
Inventory.
Bear with me.
I have them there. They're in my bed. I carried them with you always.
Where is it?
It's only just a D20 plus your proficiency, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, let's go. This one is going to be a good roll. That was, I mean, it's not the worst I've rolled tonight. That is 14 total.
So 14, did you say?
Yep.
Okay. What are you using to make the silver? Are you just smithing coins?
Yeah.
How many coins are you using?
I have 20 on me. Say 10.
Okay, so if you want to deduct 10 silver from your inventory, unfortunately with that roll, you burnt it,
Yikes.
so it's just turned into silver slag.
Yikes. Oh well, I tried.
Worth a go.
I will try again.
I'm not allowed to touch silver coins,
That makes sense.
Shouldn't be allowed to touch anything.
but not silver. It makes my paws go all hissy and hurty.
Is this child a demon?
Well, he is the child of two shapeshifters, so I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, so over the course of the evening, the rest of the alphas turn up. So, Scott is sort of like the last one to come in, and so Jen basically comes in, sees that everything is looking as it should. And so, anything interesting happen while we're away?
Very mundane.
That's good.
I prompt Padwin to show her what you can turn into, now.
But I like being a griffin. I can fly. He takes off from your shoulder and does a lap of the room.
Yep, show her the other thing.
Okay. And dang it, yeah. Boo.
Yeah, nothing happened.
So Jen just like scowls down at Padwin in his new form, and then looks at you guys and is like, "I'm not even going to ask." And she just, "I need a bath." She's just gonna go off into the bath and just go to just
Probably.
wash away her sorrows.
I just slowly nod as she wanders away. Like, yeah, probably for the best.
Mummy, look! I'm a three-headed Cerberus, and I can chase my tail with 3 heads. Do I have 3 tails? Okay, so is there anything that you guys want to do over the course of your long rest now?
Don't think so.
Okay, so the evening is pretty mundane. People are just milling around, chilling out. Padwin goes to bed and all that. So you guys have food, drink a little bit, and then go to bed yourselves. But it comes to morning, and nothing really appears to have happened, with the exception that early in the morning, somebody knocks at the door. George immediately goes over to the door and answers it, and Scott basically goes over to him, and it appears you can hear conversing from the other side, and the door closes, and then George and Scott come in. George is carrying a couple of envelopes, and he hands one of them to Scott, who examines it somewhat suspiciously, and casts a glance at Kasharn as he does so. Cracks a seal and then opens it, and he skims it over and says, "You may want to read this. Technically it's addressed to us, but I think it's more for you than it is us.
Hmm. All right.
Okay, so the paper is of very high quality, and the person who wrote said letter is very, very skilled in writing, and is also writing that you recognise. So to the alphas, it has come to my attention that the bargain that we struck has now expired. As such, I demand the return of my man Kasharn, and consider this debt well paid. I expect your response to be post-haste, and the return of my man even hastier. With sincere business gratitude, Bill of Gates. Of the
Wow.
Windows estate.
Well, we could say it got lost in the middle. Although it is strange that he asks me back so quickly.
So Scott basically just folds his arms as he lounges in the chair and says, what do you want to do? How do I play this?
There's definitely part of me that's curious to see what he's looking for. What exactly was the bargain that was struck with you?
Okay, so basically, Bill of Gates is your employer, as it were, the family that you work for. And you were basically brought to the Alphas by this guy, who basically sent you instead of one of his other soldiers. For you to basically investigate the Escarothi crisis.
I mean, I would say, personally, the crisis definitely isn't finished.
What was that?
I said I would say personally that the crisis definitely isn't finished. However, I'm curious as to why he might request me back so soon.
So Jim basically speaks up and is like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely got nothing to do with the fact that you need started a civil war in Aqua Veda."
I don't know what you mean. That wasn't
Civil
me.
War started without us.
Also, technically, I ended the Civil War too.
Rue.
Well,
Well, if you're gonna do something about this, then now would be a good time, because tonight we'll need to prepare for. We need to start prepping you for how to deal with the full moon, and obviously if you've got any further business in the city, now would be a good time to do that as well.
can I ask George to send a reply? I'm not very tactful in my writing. Ask him to send a reply saying that the business is not what would be considered concluded.
Of course, sir. Though I will point out that the Windows estate is a walkable distance from here, and to go through the postal service will be substantially more delayed than simply going there yourself.
I have things to do. All right, no, that doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. I'm going to the market first, though.
Can I come?
No,
I'm
no.
Let me just see where he transformed into. 71. Oh, do I have a token for that? No, I don't. But he basically transforms into a minuscule version of a chimera.
Definitely not.
Buy him a chimera.
I can see that.
No,
Chimeras
say
don't belong in the marketplace.
No. Okay, so you guys going to head out and do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you hoping to do in said marketplace?
I just want to see if our silvered stuff is ready and my crossbow.
Okay, but the silvering was promised to take a full day, as was the crossbow, and it's only really been sort of like a night and a few hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was all I was really here for. I'll be honest.
There was also but the selling the jewels that you wanted to do as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say we do have some jewels and stuff that we're looking at potentially selling.
Okay. So George basically steps in and says, if you're going to be doing that, sir, I suggest the jewels on the high street.
Aha, George, my man. This is why I love you.
And I love you too, sir.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys go ahead down to the high street, or up to the high street.
Yeah.
See? That's my plan.
Oh, sorry, one last thing before you guys head out. Turek also steps forward and basically says to you guys that he's sorry, but word of his temple being under attack by the demons has shaken him quite a bit, and he wants to go back to his temple and try to help defend the base there. So he is going to give you guys his necklace of fireballs, his staff of defense, his diamonds and his jades. Yeah, and then and his blue sapphires, and once he's given you guys all that, he then heads off to head south for Dripso.
I send them off with a warm farewell.
No, you go do anything?
I sneak a beer in his pocket while he's not looking.
Lumber, you go do anything?
No.
He just goes, let's stubbornly stand there.
Yep.
Okay. Maria will give him a big hug and say a prayer over him. So, do you just want to put all the stuff in your beard, Kasharn?
Yes. Can I get a rerun of that? You said.
Okay, so 2 blue sapphires.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Yep.
A staff of defense.
Sorry.
2 diamonds.
Is there some jade?
Yeah, 10 jade.
10 jade. 10 jade.
And the necklace of fireballs. That still has 3 jewels attached to it.
Alright.
Okay, so in terms of the staff, darling, do you want that?
Yeah, I'll take the stuff.
Okay. So Torden will take the staff of defense.
Cool. How I don't know. How does the necklace of fireballs work?
Okay, so you basically detach a bead from it, and then throw that bead effectively as a grenade, and then but basically if you throw one bead, that does it as a level 3 fireball, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you throw multiple beads at once, then you get one level plus level 3.
Okay.
So at the moment, your Necklace of Fireball can do up to a 5th level fireball.
Okay.
If you were to just throw the whole thing.
Okay. Does it regain charges or anything?
No.
Or-
Once they're used, then they're gone.
Okay. So there's 3 charges left.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then you've got the jewels to
Jade as well.
jade, sapphire, and diamonds.
Oh, I forgot about the sapphire. That's the first thing I wrote down.
Do you want to give the diamonds to Morella so that she can use them for Revivify?
That is probably a good shout. Yes.
Okay.
I want to spell sapphire.
Bear with me one moment. Let me just add the diamonds to
I found it. That's fine. I forgot it was double P. I was sitting there with an SAPH and I was like, huh?
So blue and then SAPPHIRE.
Yeah, I found it.
There's 2 of those.
Give me a second to remove some diamonds. That makes sense to give them to Millionaire. See? Alright, cool. Cool.
Okay, so with that farewell, you guys head to the jewelers, to the high street. Okay, so you basically walk through the various points of town, and you can actually see what is presumably the tree that Frank sodomized, because it's been cordoned off with rope, and there's several priests chanting over it and effectively attempting to perform an exorcism on it.
I need to investigate. I need to know how.
Okay, so so the priests immediately see Frank following you, and they all recoil and hold up their holy vestments in an attempt to ward Frank away.
Understandable. Yeah, understandable. I will apologize on Frank's behalf and ask for directions to the jewelers.
Yeah, they basically, one of them just simply points with his arm just down the direction you were going in, but their main priority is to keep their holy amulets up, trying to keep Frank away.
Fully understandable.
Okay, so this is the tree in question, and basically the high street is this block of shops over here opposite the amphitheatre.
Well, alrighty then.
Okay, so when you arrive at the high street, you come to a very heavily guarded area. There's guards like every few feet, and there are patrols of guards who are walking around in groups of 2, basically doing continual laps around this area as well. There's 5 very very high quality buildings. They're still wooden thatch, but they have a cleanliness about them that other places don't. And then opposite the high street, you can basically see there's basically a stage area, which is the amphitheatre, and there appears to be some sort of performance happening at the moment. But the people on stage are addressing people in front of them, so they've got their back to you, but you can still hear the music. Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
I think I just want to head to the jewelers. I think.
Okay. So each of the shops has a sign in front of it. So you have Cave Jewelers, Conlick's Book Emporium, the Tailored Stitch, the Rose Room Spa, and Le Montreux Ravenant.
Fancy.
Each of these buildings has a guard specifically outside the door.
I'm just gonna head on over to the jewelers first of all. Try and sell off some gemmy gems.
Okay. So the door opens and there's a bell put in front of the door which jingles, and you can see effectively is a crow person, basically behind the counter. Is very smartly attired, and you can identify this as a kenku.
Nice. Kenku, bro.
So he sees you and stands to attention, and then he talks in several different voices in one sentence. He's like, "Ah, a customer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How may I help you?"
We come with jewels to sell.
Ah, very, very, very good. Yes, yes, please bring them over here. I will have a look at them.
I suppose I'll approach the counter. So I have lots of jewels on me. I don't know what everyone else has, but I currently have one. Well, obviously the 2 blue sapphires, the 10 jade, 2 blue spinal.
I'm going with
No.
spinal. So.
I'm going with spinal, yeah. And then I also have 5 normal spinal.
Yep.
So I got a decent amount of gems on me.
And then Alumba, you have some on you as well.
Okay.
Let me just add them to your inventory.
I recapped the video and added them to your inventory. So you have the Calicdoni. You have 2 of them, and then you have the bag of gems which you took from the pirate treasure, but which you've yet to identify what they are.
These are currently in my inventory.
Yes.
Oh, can't you see them?
Right, so the Calicdoni is in your backpack, and then the bag of gems is in your other possessions.
It is. I see.
So, what would you like me to see first?
I'll start with the spinals. I'll bring out the 5 normal spinal and the blue spinal at the same time. You can be in a similar kind of gem.
So the Kenku basically reaches out, and you can see that he's also got arms, but he's got wings, but he also has arms. So he takes the singular blue spinal, and he places it on a scale, and on one side is the spinal, and the other side is just lead pieces, and the scales wobble a little bit, and it's like, ah, yes, very, very good quality. Yes, 400 pieces.
Well, yeah, alright, cool. I'll take 400 for it.
Okay, seeing as we're down on note taker, I'll note that down. So then he takes the other spinal from you, and he takes the blue spinal off and puts it on a sort of like red velvety cushion on his side, and then takes each of the spinals, the normal spinals, and puts them on the scale. He's like, good quality, not the best. 300 gold pieces
Each or for all 5?
for all 5.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I'll not argue too much about
Ka-ching!
yeah, cool.
Okay, do you want to do the sapphires? Or are you keeping those?
I'm gonna offer up the jade first of all. So I got 10 pieces of jade. Did you say 10 jade?
Yep, 10 pieces. So he measures them out and so put jade pieces, varying quality. And he seems to consider these. Hard market for jade. Jade's not very sellable at this time.
Should I maybe keep a hold of them for now?
Maybe.
I would say so, yes. Jade is... Sorry. I always hate doing Kenkus and Were Ravens like this because it tears my forest apart.
That's dedication.
Jade, very, very profitable in winter seasons.
Okay. Are there any of these pieces you want right now?
Jade, not very sellable at this time. However, I will give you 100 gold piece for one.
No, I'll keep a hold of it for now. I appreciate it. I appreciate the help. I'd like to ask the group if they think I should keep a hold of the sapphires or not.
Sapphires, very, very profitable. Very much in demand.
Okay, I have these 2 sapphires.
He does measure them out. 2,000 gold pieces for both.
What do we then spend the gold on?
Well, no, I didn't argue too much about the spinal, but you said the sapphire is in very high demand.
Yes,
Can I
I
get
said
it?
that. And he then repeats himself in the exact same way that he said it.
How about 3,000 for 2?
Give me a
Ooh.
persuasion check.
Do I add anything to persuasion? I think I get plus something. Plus 2. 16.
And he thinks about this and is like, very, very hard bargain. I shall meet you halfway with 2,550.
Do that.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, 2,550. Let's do that.
Okay. Yep. Hate this bloody calculator. 2,550 plus.
So that's 3,250 so far.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything else that you would like to sell? Balumba, would you like to sell your gems?
Would certainly get them valuated.
Valuation fee of 10 silver.
Yikes. Sure.
Okay, so if you want
That's
to
fine.
deduct 10 silver.
I don't even have silver on me.
Oh, 10 silver is 1 gold, so.
Oh, 1 gold. Yeah, 1 gold's fine.
Okay, right. So in this bag that you have 2 red gems, a green gem, a blue gem, and 2 yellow gems. So he goes over to this part, puts a sort of magnifying glass in his eye, and looks over the 2 rubies. Bear with me. Is that? Okay. Right, so he goes over one of the rubies, and then the other, and ruby and bloodstone. Ruby, 5,000 gold pieces.
Oh. Jeez. And he has that to buy?
So was that?
Yeah, and you have that to buy?
On credit,
Yeah,
yes.
5,000 gold pieces. I think I might have to sell up.
That's fair.
I mean, can't really say no.
He goes over the other one, is the bloodstone. Badly cracked. 10 gold pieces.
I keep that.
Yeah, let's keep a hold of that. We'll fight it for it.
Yeah.
Right, so 5,000 and then 10. He goes over the blue gem and he goes, sapphire, badly cracked. Whenever this bloody thing loads. My computer's gone really, really slow all of a sudden.
Ooh.
Badly cracked. 400 gold pieces.
Oh. I keep that one too.
So what was that?
Keep that one too.
Were you keeping it or you're selling it?
Keep that one.
So you don't want to sell it?
No.
Okay. He goes over the green one. Emerald, highly polished, very good condition. 1,000 gold pieces.
Sell that one up as well.
1,000 and then the yellow. Yeah. So bear with me, my thing is being stupid.
Yeah, that's fine.
If for some reason my Google Chrome has decided to put Bing in as my search thing, and no matter how many times I install it, it keeps on putting it back. So he looks over the two yellow gems, and he's like, not jewel.
What?
Not June?
Not jewel. Magical item.
Oh.
Cannot sell here.
I see.
Okay.
Cannot identify magic item. Take 2. Le Montreux Ravenant shop
Alright.
for
That's all.
identification.
Is it?
Identification fee applies.
Thanks for the heads up.
So he gives you back the gems which you haven't sold. So,
Yeah, made another 6 grand. So,
Not bad,
six-
is it?
6
the
grand
long
and
way
10.
towards getting our ship.
Yeah, 6 grand and 10.
The grand new tech. Love that.
Do you wish to finalise?
C. Lock it in. Final answer.
Okay, so he pulls out the invoicing paper that you've seen before, writes out all the numbers, vault number.
Oh. Didn't have this written down. What was it? 7-1. wait. I don't want to give them the wrong vault number. What was the Harry Potter vault number?
You haven't said on.
713.
report 713.
Yes.
Copyright.
Precisely.
Copyright warning detected.
Like, we didn't use 687, it wasn't his fault. It's okay.
Okay, so he finalises it. Sign here, please.
I'll sign it.
Okay, so he then folds it up into a bird and lets it fly out. A few seconds
Does it
later.
all fly in bed? I'm super curious.
What was that?
I said I'm super curious as to whether or not they all know how to fold them up into birds. Like, who teaches this?
Instruction manual come with paper. Lots of practice.
You, my bird-like friend, are my favourite person in the city so far.
Thank you, that means a lot. A few seconds later, a bird comes through. Your transaction has been finalised. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
And you.
Come
Well,
again soon.
If we find more gems, we'll be back.
Be sure to leave a review.
I value reviews on Yelp.
Nice.
Okay, so your business with the jeweler is done, and you have gained
A lot.
right, so 3,250 plus 5,000 plus 10 plus 1,000, 12,610 gold.
How much did we need for a boat?
I don't think it was that much.
Roughly about 10 grand.
Cool. Alright. That's good to know.
So yeah, a long ship, which is the type of ship that you were sailing on before, was 10 grand. But smaller boats are 3 grand, but then if you wanted to go into like the realm of warships, you're looking at 25 grand.
Okay, I mean, we're not buying a ship right now.
Find out what these other gems are then, hey?
Hope
They're 20 grand.
Should we
Okay.
go to the French place?
No.
What? We're
Do you
gonna
want to go to the
Yeah.
other shop?
head on over next
Yeah, I'll
door.
go.
Okay. So like the others, but as the door opens, a bell tinkles. You notice that whenever you go into the shops, Frank doesn't go in with you. He just sort of stands aimlessly at the door.
Good.
So inside are two somewhat strange-looking individuals. They have the grey skin of a dark elf, but they have the horns of a tiefling. So you can sort of guess that there's a sort of half and half thing going on here. And the man behind the counter straightens up like the other guy did, saying to attention, and he smooths out his beard and moustache, and he's like, "Ah, welcome, welcome, welcome to our humble place of doing business." How may we assist you? My name is Rainus Zelton, at your service, and on the other side of the shop is my dear sister, Danica Zelton. Please instruct us on however we can assist you.
Well, my friend here has some gems we've been told are not gems and need to be identified.
Indeed, indeed. Of course, this isn't a service that we can do for free. You must understand that. But I would, obviously, if we could, but unfortunately we can't. So a fee must be paid, of course. You understand this.
And what sort of fee?
Measly sum. Maybe he rubs his hands together. Maybe 10 silver.
You drive a hard bargain. But that's
Oh,
fine.
Give
I'm
me
sure
the-
I can muster together the money.
Yeah, excellent. So you will deduct 1 gold from your inventory.
Yes.
Oh.
Breaking the bank.
Danica, my dear, please come over and inspect this man's stones, shall we say? And gives you a sultry look. So the female dark elf tiefling smiles very mischievously at you, and you can see that she's got very. It's not like the case of that she has like fangs for teeth. She has normal teeth, but she's filed them into fangs. Specifically sharpened them herself.
Cool.
Come, show me. Please show me. What do you have for me? Liam?
I believe they were yellow.
Come show me.
It's about the extent of my knowledge.
Come and show me.
You just hand them over in the bag.
So she investigates them. She pulls out the cracked sapphire and is like, "This is normal sapphire." She doesn't even spend a second on it. And then, but then she examines the 2 yellow gems and is like, "Oh, these are interesting. Tell me, have you ever broken one of these?"
Not to my knowledge.
Well, I'd advise that you don't. I could tell you why not, but unfortunately, that information isn't covered in the fee that you've paid.
Oh. Are we being swindled? I can pay extra for some intel.
Excellent. And 5 silver, a rather measly figure.
Not a problem.
Okay, so if you want to deduct another 5 silver, like you don't want to break these because if you did, you would summon an earth elemental.
What?
Yes, these are elemental gems, and if you break them, if you look in the light, she holds out to a candle, and you can see that there's a little mote of like energy swirling inside this gem. That little mote there, that is the spirit of an elemental. In this case, an earth elemental. If you were to break it, the elemental would be loose and would, well, you would find out when you break it.
Sort of wants to break it, not gonna lie.
Not in the store. That could be something very helpful down the line.
Yes. Not yet.
Okay, so if you want to add 2 elemental gem yellow diamond to your inventory, or I can do that for you if you want.
So look, 2 elemental gem.
Yep.
Gem. Yellow diamond.
Yep.
At 2. Nice.
So basically, as an action, you can break the gem, and then an earth elemental appears wherever the gem got broken, and you're not entirely sure if it would be hostile towards you or an ally, but it would appear.
Would love to experiment in due course.
And so, my friends, the other guy comes over. Is there anything else that we can interest you in? We have several potions here put in front of me. We have several different scrolls. We even have spell books and manuals for those who wish to improve themselves. And then over here, we also have magical armor as well.
I could definitely be interested in some health potions.
Of course. And he comes back over here. Well, we have several different types of potions. We have, and he holds out some glass vials, and we have potions of healing, we have potions of climbing, potions of fire breath. I could see that being very useful for you, sir. We also have potions of hill giant strength, potions of heroism. A group of adventurers like you would most certainly be able to make use of that.
What sort of strength are potions of healing?
Can I get an Arcana check from you?
Ooh, yes, sir. I'm not very Arcana, and I've not been rolling well. That is a 7.
Okay, so these are basically divvied up into small boxes of 4. But they're very ornate boxes that basically have the glass bottles in them, and so they're basically designed so you have to open the box in order to take a bottle out. And there's 4 bottles in each, and each one has different sizes, and they have different coloured stoppers on them. You can't really tell what the stoppers are, but you can tell just by looking at them that each potion is different, but still a healing potion.
Okay. Can I ask him which are the strongest healing potions he has?
Those would be the gold-tipped ones, sir. The supreme healing spells.
Supreme?
Yes, at an absolute minimum, they will heal, and say 24 HP. At an absolute minimum. To a maximum of 60. With 1 gulp.
Whoa, that's a lot.
That's okay.
Then these ones here, the silver-tipped ones, these are the superior healing. And they will heal at... he goes blank for a moment and then pulls out a strange device that looks like a calculator. And so, please excuse me, sir, the DM cannot do maths. Bear with me. These can heal for a maximum of 40 health.
Oh. Right.
What is this DM creature you speak of?
We do not speak of him. He is an idiot.
Ah,
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Known very much for plagiarism and poor taste.
I see.
I heard a story about sodomized trees. I'm not quite sure what to make of it.
Yes, I can tell you 100% that does not come from personal experience.
Well, okay. So you said it was 1... How much for the supreme healing?
So supreme healing will heal maximum of 60. Superior healing will do 40. Then he points to a sort of like bronze-tipped one, and this will heal a maximum of 20. And then a more standard one that doesn't actually have a seal on it, is just like a cork bottle. These will do a maximum of 10.
Okay. How much would it be for a superior healing potion?
A superior healing, did you say?
Yeah. What sort of costs are we looking at?
I'll tell you the moment that this thing starts behaving. The superior healing potions are 500 gold pieces each.
Oh.
Whoa. That's some pricey health.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'd rather just book it, to be honest.
The supreme healing is 1350, the greater healing 100, and a standard potion 5 at 50 gold.
You say 100 gold for a greater healing potion?
Yep. That heals 20 points.
That is expensive.
It's not exactly like you just came into a massive amount of money.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to spend it all.
Can we know the ingredients?
I'm afraid, my lizardy friend, I am far from a herbalist. I do not know alchemy. I just simply buy these potions and sell them at an affordable rate.
Do you have any of those skill books that might teach us how to make?
In terms of alchemy, I'm afraid not. However, I do have 3 of these manuals, which would be very interesting, especially to people such as yourself, big, muscular adventurers with fitness on the mind. I have a manual of bodily health, a manual of gainful experience, and a manual of quickness of action.
Hmm. I'm somewhat interested. Hang on. Let me come back to this. I'd like to pick up a couple of greater healing potions.
Well, sir, I have good news for you. If you were to buy them individually, it will be 100 gold pieces. However, if you buy 4, I will throw one in for free.
Alright, I'll take that deal. I'll spend 300 gold to get 4 greater healing potions.
Okay, so are you taking that out of your bank account, or are you going to pay for it out of pocket?
I don't have that in my pocket, so it'll have to come out of the bank account.
Of course, sir. We'll leave this in reserve and see if there's anything further you wish to purchase while in this shop.
Okay. How much did you say we had in terms of money?
That's a good question, because I forgot. Give me a minute.
You said 12,000 something. I just don't remember what.
5,000. Where is it? Yeah, 12,050.
12,050. Alright. I will keep a running tab as to what bit. Alright, okay, well I'm spending 300 of that on healing potions.
Okay, so minus 300. So give me a minute. 12,050 minus 300. So you now have 11.
750.
But this is just the money that you've made today, not including what's already in the bank.
How much did we have? We had about 2,000, didn't we? But 500 of that's invested.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll keep a tap on it. So.
Okay, so if you want to add 4 greater healing potions to your inventory.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Tordum, you notice that he has put 3 different spell books in a concealed glass container, which he's holding on display.
What are those?
My thirsty friend, I thought you might be interested in these. These are wizarding spell books in which wizards such as yourself can learn new spells.
Are they written in easy form?
They are written in, I believe this one is written in both Common and Elvish. This one is written in Common and Fey. And I believe this final one is written by nomads of an Arakokna origin.
Okay. I don't think we can speak any of them.
You can speak Common. And Morella can translate Elvish for you.
Okay.
So, but in Common, these are. The first book is entitled Spells, Wizarding Spells for Beginners, levels 1 through 3. And then a second book is entitled Merlin's Curriculum of Adept Spells, levels 4 to 6. And then the final book, which is a far more substantial book, A Tome of Ancient and Forgotten Spells, levels 7 through 9.
How much are they?
Which one, is there a particular one which takes your interest, my friend?
Forgotten spells? I'll trade you a rug.
Is it a magical rug?
It's a lizard folk rug. Not everyone has those.
While tempting, unfortunately, we do not purvey in fabrics or luxuries like that. Our store is filled with specifically items of a magical nature. However, this spellbook for beginners I will do for, shall we say, 200 gold. This more advanced book I will do for, shall we say, 5,000. And for this mastery book, he taps it a few times, I will do for 1,000 gold.
So basically, it's all out of our price range.
You have 11,000 gold.
And I can't see my profile. I'm having to do it on my phone.
Your group has 11,000.
Yeah, I can't really spend everyone's money.
You can definitely spend some money.
I'm half tempted to leave it and then just steal it when it's not working.
It's probably best that you don't say that out loud, my friend.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I can't view anything, my friend.
Okay, so at the minute you can cast one level 4 spell based off your own magic. And you have quite a few slots in terms of level 1 through 3. And then you are getting quite close to potentially leveling up, so but you'll then presumably get another level 4 slot. Bear in mind, in terms of wizarding spells, you would need time to copy them out and etc.
I'll go beginning, but was that 100?
200 for the beginner one, like you said.
So what was that, David?
Did you say 200 for the beginner one?
Yeah, 200 for the beginner book.
Okay. If they're okay with that.
That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, minus 200.
I should have been quite twitchy and stuff. I was taking these long myself, so I had to concentrate what was going on.
Okay, so he unlocks the glass cabinet and hands over the book. You basically have a quick rough through it, and you can see that this book has Burning Hands, Find Familiar, Flaming Sphere, Shadow Blade, and Lightning Bolt on it.
Cool. I have to go down and write now. Go practice my writing. I'm going to sit in the corner and start practicing my writing.
Can we go back to the scrolls you said that he had?
Of course, sir. So a particular scroll that takes your fancy.
What was it you said that you had again? All I remember is quick action.
Oh, the manuals.
Yeah.
So the Manual of Bodily Health, the Manual of Gainful Experience, and Manual of Quickness of Action.
What do these manuals do for me?
Well, sir, these manuals are training guides in how to improve yourself as a person. So the book, or the Manual of Bodily Health, for example, it contains tips and about your health and fitness, entwined with the magical words to magically enhance your exercise routine. If you read through this book and spend enough time with it, you'll gain a bonus to your constitution. At a minimum, you'll get a minor boost, but if you really dedicate yourself to this, you can get anything up to, shall we say on a scale of 1 to 20, maximum 5.
Oh. Oh. Alright. And what did you say you had? So we had gainful experience, bodily health, and
Quickness of action.
quickness of action. Ooh. I mean, I'm quite hard anyway. What how much would they be costing?
The Manual of Bodily Health, sir, I charge 5,000 gold pieces, gainful experience 6,000, and quickness of action 7,000.
Way out of our price range.
That is a lot. I might come back to you. It's a little bit more than I want to be spending right now. We
Of
have
course.
some.
Of course. These books will remain here. They've been here for quite some time. However, we are also planning on getting new manuals in. I believe it's called the Manual of Golems. We're getting that in next week.
Golems, you say?
Yes.
Ooh. I'm definitely interested in what a golem like. What? Wait, does that mean I can summon a golem? I have so many questions.
I'm more than happy to answer. Of course, we're currently unsure as to what type of golem it is. We spent quite a bit of time buying out one of our competitors, and we've now gained their stock. But if you decipher and use this manual, and you have the capacity to cast magic, you can effectively summon a golem to. You can use it to create a golem and have it be your personal assistant or bodyguard. Something which is very useful for adventurers such as yourself.
That is super cool. Alright, okay. Well, maybe we'll come back to that.
Okay, so he gets out a piece of this paper and organises all of the numbers, etc. Folds it up into the bird. You can see that this bird is actually quite low quality in comparison to what the Kenku did. And so it's more sort of like a paper aeroplane with flappy bits, and you sort of throws it, hopefully, at the door. The magic takes over before it sort of flops to the ground and it flies out the window. A few seconds later, it comes back with with the message, your transaction has been completed.
Love that. Alright. Pretty good, got a pretty productive day so far.
Yep, so now that you've bought that, let's see what you have in total. So 11,000.
I have it down as 11.5 in total.
So in total, in your bank account, you have 13,525.
So how much? Sorry,
13,525.
5. And 500 of that's invested, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so what would you guys like to do next?
I am interested in the other shops that are here. You said this one was a spa, wasn't it? And this is finery. What was the bottom shop? What was this one?
Okay, so there's Kaif's Jewellery, Conlick's Book Emporium,
Book Emporium.
the Tailored Stitch, the Roseroom Spa, and the Montejo Ravenant.
Is anyone interested in checking out the Book Emporium?
No,
Yeah.
Checking out the book.
the Book Emporium. Okay, and that's okay to not worry about the Book Emporium.
Okay, that's fine. She hasn't spilled. I'll let her go. Suppose maybe I should go and see what my Lord Bill of Gates wants.
Okay.
Bill of Gates.
That is the family that I come from. Bill of House Gates.
Oh, Bill of Gates of the Windows Estate. Okay, so you head up there. You find it very easily. You've been here before, and it's gone to the point that the guards actually recognise who you are and allow you immediate entry into like this open air courtyard. But the area is very, very well to do, like very expensive. The place is made up of very smooth marble. But you can tell that this is the home of somebody who owns a shit ton of money. And again, as you enter, Frank just simply lingers at the doorway.
That's probably for the best. I suppose I should announce my arrival.
So one of the guards basically just says, "Wait here, he'll be along soon," in his own time.
As always.
Okay, so it gets to, quite a bit of time passes, and you're pretty sure that nothing is happening. But then after a while, but a rather tall tiefling, very muscle bound, and dressed in effectively like a white toga, but then has a bronze chest plate over the white toga, comes out and he stretches and you can hear his bones crack and as he does so. Is that? Ah, very interesting. And he walks around the fountain and stands in front of you, is it? And you brought friends. How profitable.
Oh,
Our companions from the mission I was sent on.
Ah, of course. Are they here to fill your gap, as it were? You've been gone quite some time. It's been very expensive for me.
You sent me on a mission and tried to recall me before it's done. I'm sure I can make something of a profit back for you upon my return.
Oh, you will. Don't worry, my friend, you will. Your brother, of course, has been trying his best, but he lacks your gumption. The crowds aren't nearly as interested in him as they were you. You will ignite the crowd once again.
And when exactly is it you plan for me to ignite the crowd?
The gladiatorium, of course, my friend.
And do you have a date set for this?
As a matter of fact, I do. But come and see what your brothers and sisters in arms have been doing in your absence. So he leads you through this rather small door and basically leads you into a carpeted area, which, unlike this sort of open air area, has a roof above it. Come. He lounges on one of the chairs. Now come and see. See how your absence has been measured. He gestures at the balcony.
Take a step out on the balcony.
Okay, so you're overlooking basically a barricaded sandy area that appears to be some sort of training ground. And you have elven archers firing at targets, you have dwarves basically throwing shot puts, and then you have dwarves fighting dummies. But out of all of the dwarves, you recognise your dragonborn brother, Kasharn.
Has he grown any stronger since I left?
Give me a history check.
Ooh. I'm also not very good at history. 16.
But yes, he is looking more muscular. He's looking bigger. He's grown a bit taller since you last appeared. But you also notice that he's sporting quite a few slash marks across his back.
He got lazy watching his flank.
So Gates basically comes around and is like, yes, your brother has been in the arena a full 6 times in the last month. Last bout, he went up against the Whipmaster of Motti Heston. He survived, of course, and took the managed to secure victory, but he hasn't been the same since.
Definitely took some hits.
But now that you're back, you can take his place, give him time to recover. Because, of course, if he was to enter the arena now, I'm not sure he would survive. But you might.
You know it's not a question.
Oh, I like that confidence. So, we'll put this business of the alphas behind us, and you will resume your rightful place in my gladiatorium.
Well, I am happy for potentially a one-off or maybe a few return visits, my lord. I do, however, still have a job to do that you sent me on.
Is it?
The work with the alphas is not yet done.
His cheerful demeanour just suddenly drops, and he's like, My my deal with the alphas is done. My pact with the alphas is done. You are now my property once again. And you will do what befits my house.
So what would it cost for the freedom for myself and my brother?
Oh, we're starting to discuss this, are we? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, of course, you and your brother represent a sizable asset to my... He lounges back on the chair again. To my collection, shall we say. There aren't many Dragonborn gladiators left in the world. So I shall have to think on that. I'll have to think on that very hard. Come back tomorrow. We can discuss this in further detail.
I give a growled very well, Lord, and walk out the door.
But just remember, he basically just calls after you as you leave, that if you were to pay just for one of you, the price drops quite considerably.
You said we would talk about it tomorrow, my lord. I'll see you then.
Okay. Right, so you guys just going to go to leave now?
Yeah, I guess. Is there anyone worth sort of seeing? Do I know my way down to essentially, like, see said brother?
You do know how to get down, but you do also know that area is guarded and is separated by an iron gate to basically stop the gladiators from getting into the house. So you do know how to get down there, but it's up to you whether you would just simply want to walk down and do it, or if you want to sneak down or come back later and do it.
Do I know if the guards would stop us from trying to talk to him? Like through the gate?
Through the gate probably wouldn't be a problem, but they would stop you from going through. Basically, when you were here, you weren't even allowed to walk through the gate unless you were like restrained in some way. But the Lord Gates did make a point of bringing you up, but that was purely to sort of advertise you to his investors. And whenever you did it, you were manacled to ensure, and so you didn't have any weapons on you to ensure that you were no threat to anybody.
I will. I'll go down and attempt to talk to my brother through the gate.
Okay, so as you basically come up to the gate, and there's a guard basically just standing by it. He doesn't really make a point of trying to stop you from doing anything, but you notice that his hand is very firmly on his sword, ready to be drawn.
Do I know who this guard is?
You don't know his name, but he is a guard who has been around the house for a while. You do recognise him.
I'll look at him and say that not to worry, I know the rules.
He nods at you, but still doesn't take his hand off his sword.
Understandable. I call him back to Kasharn.
So Kasharn is basically just hacking living crap out of a training dummy, and it takes quite a while for you to basically get his attention. And eventually he he looks over at you, recognizes you, and then calls over to a man that you can't see, that is basically out of your view, and he's like, "Doctore, a moment." And so, apparently, whoever this guy is that he's talking to gives some level of approval. So he comes over to you and he's like, "Brother, you're looking well."
I wish I could say the same for you. You seem to have let your back get open.
It's just a scratch. But nothing major. What about you? You're still alive.
I have come close a few times. But as of right now, I'm healthy.
Indeed. Well, it's good to see you. You coming back to the arena? Have a match tomorrow.
I'll be back in some form. Whether or not that's directly to the arena is yet to be decided.
Well, if I don't survive tomorrow, it's good to see you again.
You'll survive.
I hope so. But I'm fighting Crixus tomorrow. But I've got Ares on my side, so maybe we'll pull through. But we'll see.
Well, I'll see you again tomorrow.
And you, brother. Good fortune be with you, and I must say, the beard becomes you.
Very true, very true. I wasn't sure about it to begin with, but here we are.
So you hear somebody clear their thrones there. Farewell, brother. He rapidly goes back and attends to his training dummy again.
Okay.
Okay, shall we end the session here, because Natalie's had to take the girls back up to bed?
Yeah, I need to go to bed myself. I'm working early again.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it's a good point to end.